This training video is brought to you by K-Alliance. K-Alliance is the 21st century's educational corporation, specializing in the most comprehensive enterprise training solutions, ranging from e-learning to instructor-led training. Press play for success. After watching this video, be sure to become a Facebook fan to receive the latest updates, promotions, and course releases. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to preview the latest desktop, soft skills, and IT training videos.
Now that we've discussed the basics of hardware, we're going to look at software. Hardware, remember, refers to the actual physical components of the PC, the drives, the memory, the CPU. But hardware requires software in order to work. So basically, software is a set of instructions that directs the hardware to accomplish a specific task. You know, I need an operating system like Windows to tell the processor to go find a program on the hard drive and load it into memory, and then to display it on my window. Software uses hardware for four basic functions. You know, for input, for output, for processing, and for storage. Those are going to be the four basic functions. Now, we deal more with software on a daily basis and the software than we do with hardware, and the software falls into two major categories, and those categories would be operating systems and applications. An operating system is the software that actually controls all the hardware, and it's software that allows other software programs to run. So the operating system does a number of things on my behalf. It interacts with hardware for me. It stores, retrieves, and manipulates files on the disk drive and in memory. It allows application software to run and access hardware. And so in reality, without an operating system, which is just a base level of software, without an operating system, a computer is completely useless. You have to have an operating system to use the hardware. You have to have an operating system to run other programs. So that's the first category. Now, you don't usually run multiple operating systems. You run one. You have Apple, or you have Windows, or you have Linux. These are the different operating systems that you can run. We couldn't even begin to cover the different application software that you can run, because application software, there's millions of programs, all designed for very specific purposes. And that's what application software does. It does perform a specific function like word processing, playing music and videos, photo editing, email, et cetera, et cetera. These applications have to be designed to work with the operating system that you're using in order to correctly interact with the system. So in other words, I need the operating system, I need Windows, and then I'm going to get programs that are going to perform some specific function that run inside of and are compatible with my version of Windows. Each application, each software program may have its own system requirements, and in order to function properly, they may require certain things. This may just be an amount of memory or drive space, but it also could include a certain type of video card, a certain connection, those kinds of things. So there was one more thing, they could also include additional software components. For instance, sometimes you install a program that wants to install additional programs. Now, keep in mind, that's not always a requirement, and we should probably mention that here. Just because you go to install a program and it wants to install another program doesn't mean that it's required. In fact, in a lot of cases, it's not. You'll get pop-ups that say it is required, you must install, versus, when I install iTunes, it wants to install QuickTime. When I install a software program and it wants to add the Google toolbar or the Ask toolbar. Those are not requirements. These are just products that are lumped together, for marketing purposes, basically. And so you keep that in mind. Don't check every box when we're running through program installations. The point is, operating system is our major software that we deal with every day. It interacts with hardware on our behalf and allows us to run software applications. Those applications are for a specific purpose, and that essentially is the basics of software on the computer system. In the next section, we're going to take a look at the basics of networking.